Today we're talking about The Boys, easily one of my favorite shows I've watched. Season 3 has wrapped up just a couple of days ago at the time of recording. This video is going to be full of spoilers. I kind of want to just dive into a conversation about The Boys Season 3. I already uploaded a video. It's a pretty quick one and a vertical one about the finale. So you guys can go check that out. I'm going to leave you guys a link in the description below. Here's the full spoiler talk. Going to be a little long, I'm sure, but sit back, relax, and let's talk about The Boys. All right, so Season 3. The main storyline, obviously, was the introduction of Soulja Boy. So how did I feel about how they introduced him and what they did with him and stuff? Well, it was pretty interesting to have a character from the past that was still sort of relevant in the modern day. Someone who was affecting our main characters without actually being there. And then, of course, we see Homelander continuing to go off the deep end. I mean, every season he gets worse, right? And that leads to the idea of finding the quote-unquote weapon that killed Soulja Boy, because the story goes, this weapon way back in the day was able to kill the most powerful suit around, Soulja Boy. I think it was kind of shown in the trailer, him coming out of the vat, but I had a feeling that Soulja Boy was going to be alive in the modern day anyway. Like I said, I don't know that that was officially confirmed prior to it. I mean, I feel like that would be a reveal you wouldn't want to confirm. Anyway, it happened, of course. I was super excited to see that. And then this man comes out and he's got radiation and just blows up. That's when Kimiko lost her powers there for a little bit. And then we saw what kind of beast this Soulja Boy was. We've always heard about that. So then, of course, he goes into the city, kills some more people, blacking out. And then gradually we get to see Soulja Boy with the boys. We see him working right alongside Butcher and Huey in particular. Soulja Boy is remembering everything from the past. He's all about this admittedly kind of toxic masculinity. He's from a different time and it shows. And the fish out of water, stranger in time, whatever you want to call it, this story that we've seen in countless mediums where a character from the past is now in modern day and he has to adapt. It's done pretty well here. I mean, they explored it in a couple ways, very, very much so. Typical The Boys fashion, for starters. Him having a little fun with some older women because they were his age, I guess, you know, maybe back in the day. And he said they age like fine wine. He sees that Homelander is wearing a cape and calls him out for that. He's a hardened man. You know, he's always drinking. He doesn't care about anybody. He'll fight anyone. He was always a dick. Of course, we didn't know that for sure because the media in this show, like the whole idea is that everybody believes Soulja Boy was some sort of great all-American hero. But then again, that's kind of how they feel about all the soups. And we all know how that goes. So yeah, Vought soups are anything but heroes. At least a lot of them. So Soulja Boy really hurt people. He didn't care about people. And the truth is that the team Payback, you know, they had to get rid of him. They had, you know, they gave him to the Russians, handed him off and locked him away, froze him in time and stuff because he was way overboard. And then that is when Vought had Homelander being cooked up. So obviously the big reveal of this season, a conversation on the phone between Homelander and Soulja Boy. And Soulja Boy tells him, without saying word for word, I am your father, that Homelander's his son. And that is crazy. You know, he literally tells Homelander that he would have let him become the hero and stepped aside if he knew he was his son. What father wouldn't want that for their son? And that was just such an interesting reveal that I almost feel like I could have predicted, but I didn't, and I don't think a lot of people did. So kudos to that for a nice plot twist. And it makes so much sense because these guys are both awful. There's a couple times here and there when I want to root for Soulja Boy. I feel like a lot less for Homelander, although I'll talk about it in a minute when I almost feel a little bit of emotion for both of them, especially Homelander at the very ending. So yeah, Soulja Boy, naturally his genes, Homelander gets them. We don't know who Homelander's mother is. We don't know who the egg was. Soulja Boy is the father, and these guys are very much like each other. And the parallels are pretty interesting, and I honestly love it. For example, Soulja Boy, Crimson Countess, right? They had her thing. She tells him, this is, you know, when he sees her in modern day to kill her, she never loved him. She hated him. And then you get the thing with Homelander and Maeve. Vought tells everybody that Soulja Boy and Crimson Countess were in love. Maeve and Homelander, not so much. That's kind of Homelander being a very overbearing, cocky, and selfish man who thinks he can have anything he wants, including the women around him. Maeve, kind of same like Crimson Countess, never loved Homelander, you know? They both haven't really had families per se. That is obviously where it gets really interesting with the ending of this season, because the interaction between them really changed. So one thing I think we all could agree on was awesome was in the Herogasm episode, famous episode already, right? On top of a lot of things happening in that episode, we got to finally see these two powerhouses meet each other, and it was glorious because the dialogue and the little bit of emotion felt there was crazy because Homelander got tested. Homelander never, ever, ever feels tested, but he got tested. And it was awesome when they met each other. Soldier Boy makes fun of Homelander. Homelander says he's the upgrade, and that was sick, and they started fighting. Butcher's using the 24-hour compound V. So is Huey, but Butcher's like powerful. He's like Homelander. He's got the same powers, looks like. That was a fantastic scene there. Great episode. And then the final episode of the season, we get to see everyone fighting together there because it was time. It was time to take out Homelander. It was also time to take out Soldier Boy. It seemed like people were flipping sides a little bit there. And I like that. I think that it's kind of makes characters all a little bit more three-dimensional. Butcher, you know, in particular, he was all ready to kill Homelander. That's his mission, and it always has been. And then suddenly, Soldier Boy just pretty much is ready to go kill Ryan because he doesn't care. Ryan's in his way. That's all that matters to him. So Butcher starts fighting Soldier Boy, and he's like, takes it so personally. And I thought that was kind of an interesting flip for Butcher for what he was standing for there, because his whole like life goal is to end these soups, particularly Homelander, right? Especially after everything that has happened with Becca. And then he's ready to kill Soldier Boy. I think realistically, he just doesn't like any of these people. He's not a good person per se, but he's on the right side, I'd say. And yeah, that was a really strong interaction there when Homelander, obviously the whole 8th episode before all the fights and everything, he like changed his mind. He doesn't want to kill Soldier Boy. He felt so threatened by this man. This is a godlike figure. He's supposed to be the only godlike figure in his mind, right? He's got so many mental problems, this man. But Soldier Boy comes, he's threatened. Now he knows this is his father. Like biologically, that connection changes everything. Homelander doesn't want to hurt him. He wants to like get close with him. And then of course he's got Ryan because Victoria Newman gave the address of where Ryan was being held, not captive, but the safe house, held away from Homelander for his own good. Homelander's introducing Soldier Boy to his grandson, Ryan. Poor kid. This kid doesn't know what he wants. He doesn't know what's right and wrong, which is very interesting and exciting for the 4th season. Yeah, so we get to see this happen, and then Ryan laser beams at Soldier Boy, and then Soldier Boy is ready to go kill the kid. Homelander actually wants family. That's why he's with Ryan. But he loved the idea of meeting his father. He never knew who his parents were. He was born in a test lab and everything, and like this was an opportunity to have somebody. And this guy, he craves attention. That's all he wants. That's why he talks so much about being the best, America's hero, being above everybody else, better than everyone else, superior in every way. Yeah, attention is everything to him. Deep down, he's got some emotions that normal humans feel. They want love, they want family and everything. And it's crazy to think that he loves Ryan and he cares about this kid. He's not doing the best things for him, but he cares. And he wanted Soldier Boy. He wanted that relationship to be something. And Soldier Boy disrespected him. He basically said that there's no way. He called Homelander a disappointment, just like his father called him a disappointment. And you could see that Homelander was hurt by that. Same episode, Homelander's hurt by Black Noir when he admits that he never actually told Homelander the truth, even though he knew Soldier Boy and Homelander's biological relationship. So Homelander, of course, kills Noir. Poor guy. He actually got it so bad. I thought that was a really interesting way to tell the story about Noir when we got the animated characters, because this guy doesn't speak, right? He's so messed up physically and probably, yes, mentally as well. And he's in his own world, and his imagination is what kind of seems to be his coping mechanism. And these little animated creatures recapping what happened in Payback, recapping the old days with the truth of Soldier Boy, what he really did. Soldier Boy was such an asshole to the team, including Noir, really hurting him physically so bad. And Noir, I mean, he seems like he's been loyal kind of to the Seven, to Homelander. He went to Vought Tower. He went back. Poor guy just wanted to go finally get his revenge on Soldier Boy, and knew Homelander wanted to kill this guy too. But then, of course, there was a whole reveal, and then Homelander literally tore through this guy's chest. So Black Noir, sure, people do not stay dead in superhero stories, but Black Noir looks pretty dead to me. I really loved what they did with that character in those last few episodes for sure. So Soldier Boy really sucks. He was never going to be a good father figure, although he talked to Butcher about how he would have loved to have had his own kids and would have loved to have done better than his own father did. He talked about how his father called him a disappointment and stuff. When he was telling Butcher, Butcher almost like didn't want to hear it because Butcher's been physically abused by his dad so much and he was treated horribly. So in his mind, no one was worse than his dad. But I don't know. Soldier Boy's dad was apparently pretty bad too. And if we're talking father to son here, father's sucking. Soldier Boy sucks for Homelander because he didn't want no part. And the storylines here in this season about fathers and sons is clearly a big part of the show and of season 3. And it's clearly something they put a lot of effort into doing right because I thought it stood out. I mean, look at all these parallels and stuff, you know? The big thing for Butcher was that, like I said, his father, and they had some pretty brutal flashbacks. Thought it was really interesting when he went into the nightmare where he was asleep, but in his mind, he was living through his past and seeing everything again. The experiences he had were traumatic. His father was horrible to him physically, emotionally as well. So you see why Butcher's damaged. And I think it makes sense that he takes the V because he wants to cope. He wants power. That's the thing. Like, of course he's going to do it. And he actually wants to take on the Supes. And how else would you do it unless you are a Supe, right? Ryan and Homelander, that father-son relationship. You know, Butcher blew it with his relationship with Ryan. Becca would have not wanted to see Butcher take the V. Becca would not want to see her husband treat the kid the way he did. I mean, Ryan really, he's a kid who's so vulnerable because of his situation and who he's had or who he really hasn't had in life. That's just a reality that Ryan is going to cling to whoever gives it to him and makes him feel safest. Truth be told, Homelander probably makes Ryan feel the safest because Homelander is a god amongst men. That's why I think it makes sense. And of course, Homelander's manipulative and made Ryan believe that it was okay, everything he did with Becca's death and all that, and made it seem like Homelander's a good guy, Butcher's the bad guy. We see Ryan cling to him at the ending. Poor kid, like I said, gonna see some crazy stuff next season, I think, because at the ending, of course, we see Homelander kill somebody who's a Starlight believer who does not believe in Homelander and everything. And Homelander actually burning this guy, just blasting his head off alive in public in broad daylight with all his fans around him. It's elicited a reaction that is going to have some major effects on him, on the US, definitely on Ryan. They all start cheering, and that is crazy because they actually support Homelander. They believe that he took out somebody who doesn't believe what they believe. It's political, but it's super interesting. And I think it opens the door for a pretty compelling storyline next season where Homelander is a little more loose because he has people who are all right with him killing. He's going to start to show his true self. If the flight video ever gets out, he already kind of talked about it in season 3, talk about how he is totally okay. Not that he's okay with it going out in the public, but like if it does, he won't have anything to lose. And then he can literally let his absolute true colors shine. Needs to always be on top. He needs to be the most powerful person in the room, and he needs to make sure everybody else is below him. And killing people, he gets a lot of satisfaction out of that. He's a very violent and messed up individual. So I'm super excited to see just how everyone reacts to his actions, as he probably does them more in public too next season. Season 3 obviously has plenty of characters like the last two. The Boys season 3 did a good job with Starlight. I think they did a really good job with her character development, as she's really not going by Starlight. She's Annie. She's one of the boys now. She literally joined their team because, well, it was always going to be her fate, I think, being Huey's girlfriend and being someone who is a good person, stands up for the right things. She used her social media power to full effect, which I thought was fantastic. Starlight is somebody who has the right intentions always. She's a good person. I love her. I think that they wrote this character really well. She never belonged in the 7. She never belonged in anything Vought related, but she had powers. She thought it was going to be good, and clearly it got worse and worse for her, right? So here we are now. She's done with all those superheroes. She's gone from the 7. She's going to be fighting for the right causes. And I think that it's going to put her at risk, of course. There's always going to be a target on her head from Homelander as well as Vought. But the future is bright, no pun intended, for her as long as she could withstand her own and fight with the boys. I think that she's literally the show's concept of an actual superhero amongst all these villains with powers, all these bad people, these crooked, toxic, flawed individuals who use their powers poorly and negatively. She's one of the only people who uses them right. The Deep, this guy, all these messed up scenes with him and Sea Creatures in season 3. Clearly, they put a lot of effort into showing who he truly is. And this guy is really not like likable at all. I mean, he's a kiss up to Homelander. He thinks he's doing right every time by joining his side no matter what. He's always pretending to be someone he's not. Doesn't really care about people that much. He's got his sea creatures, his octopus and everything. He's very weird, and I think he embraces it when he's alone. But he wants everyone to think he's his hero, but he's never really done a lot of heroic things. He's still a perv. He's still not really respectable. And of course, his girlfriend, or I guess ex now, completely exposed him on live TV at the ending. So you almost feel bad for him because he is what he is. Like he's not just a human, like the ocean and the animals and all are part of his life and who he is. But this dude's just not someone that you really respect, like I said. So I think next season we're going to see more scenes of him that we're going to be able to laugh at, get a little uncomfortable by for sure, just like this season. And we'll probably just see this dude continue to be just himself and suck. A-Train had the humanity when he stood up for his brother. He cared for his brother. He stood up for the black rights to go against Blue Hawk and all. He had great intentions, but at the same time, he is still overly aggressive. And of course, he killed Blue Hawk. He hurt his brother on accident at the ending because of his violence and his tendencies. And A-Train is still just not a great person. He has cares, he has beliefs, and he stands up for the right causes. Like I said, with the black rights, it definitely goes into the political side of this show, which season 3 totally embraced. And I don't see that as a bad thing per se. I know some people are like review bombing and stuff apparently for that. Yeah, I think A-Train, I don't think he's super redeemable. I don't think he has a chance because I think he blew it. I think he had it and then he completely lost it. You know, he killed Blue Hawk, which he didn't have to do. His brother said it himself. He wanted Blue Hawk behind bars for his kids to see. He didn't want him dead. So A-Train, did he actually get Blue Hawk's heart? I wonder if that was just a lie from Ashley and Vought. It's a little hard to say right now, but they're still going to use him. He's still part of the 7. There really is no 7, though. It's literally, even want to consider it, it's Homelander, the Deep, and A-Train now because Black Noir is dead. Starlight left the team. Maeve has escaped. She's gone. They couldn't even fill in the 7th spot. And yeah, I mean, that's what we're left with. We're getting to this point where the 7 is crumbling apart. And I think by the end of season 4, there might not be a 7. I think maybe even, who knows what Vought is even going to be by the time the end of the season 4 comes along, you know? I'm happy to see Maeve back with her ex, I guess. That's a good thing because she's going to be a normal human. I wonder if she lost her power. She honestly might have from Soldier Boy. I think that could have been a thing like it happened to Kimiko, right? Overall, I would say that season 3 did a really good job with everything. To be honest, like I don't think it's recency bias, but I love this season. I thought it delivered. It was over the top. It was that heavy, hard TVMA, meaning it was funny, violent, brutal, exciting, intense, and it works. The show is so good. So we'll see what goes on next season. Politics have been very interesting in season 3, and I'm excited to see where they go with it moving forward. And the story's just been super interesting. And now, you know, we're going to get to see a Homelander that doesn't mind killing in public. We're going to get to see a lot of people in different paths. Some people really have changed their ways and what they believe in now. Vought, I think, is coming down eventually with Homelander. Maybe Butcher and Homelander will fight to the death by the ending of season 4. I don't even know when we're going to get season 4. It might be a couple of years, but hopefully not too long. I think they're filming soon. Guys, it's going to wrap it up. I think I've talked a lot. I think my camera is probably going to hit its record limit soon. Season 3 of The Boys, spoiler talk. Did you guys like this video? If so, please consider subscribing and checking out some other videos of mine and give me a like. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. Talk about every single character you want. Talk about Herogasm. Talk about Soldier Boy and Homelander and all the awesome moments between them. Who's your favorite? Who's your least favorite? Everything. All your thoughts. Let's just have a discussion. Spoiler talk, The Boys. And that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time here watching this video. And I'll see you guys all next time.
Хэш, они курят хэш. Я бы тоже покурил, но у меня нету кэш. Ладно, похуй, пойду отложу личинку и передерну на какую-нибудь картинку.